Who
All
is
right,
that?
sound check
A
again.
halfling woman. A
Sound check!
Colton?
Checkity check.
If you tick off the DM, you're going to have a bad time.
You are going to have a bad time.
Oh. Speaking
Okay.
of...
I would like to thank Ken for asking us to do a sound check. Because since the computer got forced the hell off, default audio device issues occurred. So it didn't even get me. So there was nothing being recorded. So
You're welcome.
Unfortunate.
Thank you, Ken. Totally.
Things like that happen. Alright. She just muted herself, but let's leave her with this, Jenkins. We're on this trail riding out to Grimhoof, and we're about to go slay some baddies.
Neat. Because I was gone for a long time before you guys noticed.
Yeah, I was wondering about why it was so quiet. It was just like, no one's
Ow.
doing anything? Okay.
Yeah.
I was really
Oh,
confused.
okay, that's what you meant. All right.
I was really confused because it got really quiet because no one was doing anything. And I was like, okay, I didn't think I would need to prompt you guys that much.
Well,
I mean-
I just kind of assumed that Kelso would take over because anytime I tried, somebody talks over me.
You really want to talk about that, Colton? Because you don't ever submit anything when we ask you. What does Colton want to do?
That's because he's on mute, guys.
Shut up!
I'm the oldest of 4. These kind of things will never end, my boy.
I'm the second youngest of 7.
Are you actually?
Yeah.
Dude, whoa.
So you're used to older and wiser people never letting you live anything down.
I was going to ask, like, did your parents know there was a cure for that?
That's
They grew up in a different world.
attention. Oh, there's some only
Attention
children
is-
out there who think they need all the attention all of the time. It's the
Ye-
worst.
I can think of some people.
Hey, shut up!
Wow, Ken's defensive all of a sudden.
You know what's the problem with younger siblings is they take everything so personal.
I do not! What are you talking about?
Yay!
She saw the opportunity and she took it.
Did the punchline for me. He took.
I'm kidding. I'm like the chillest, second youngest you probably ever meet.
Second. Wait, does that mean he's the middle child?
He's the youngest of the middle children.
Well, he said the second oldest and the second youngest, so now I was confused.
There's 7 of them.
Which is why I didn't get it. I mean, we could talk about his inability to count and math all day long, but my point is that I just didn't know anymore.
That is neither here nor there. Because
Until he's
you
rolling
are-
dice, then it's both.
You're so rude. I'm sorry, Colton. You kind of got ran over.
Yeah. Like usual.
They're there.
It's okay, Fuzzy Thanos.
Wait, why is he fuzzy Thanos? What did I miss?
The
He's got
arrow.
an afro.
He's what?
Afro.
Oh. I don't know if Afro quantifies as fuzzy. Smelly, sure.
You know, see, now I'm sitting here thinking that you should have gone for the samurai.
No.
No,
You
we
should've
should have gone for the head. You're too slow on the draw, Ken.
So
I finished it first.
That +3 intelligence and +4 wisdom, boys.
Great day
so
for
I don't
him.
think I explained clearly enough. Thanos is supposed to have the afro, but it's only hidden under the strainer. And whenever he takes it off, that's when you see it. It just like goes poof.
From
Exactly.
Choo choo! Let's get on this railroad.
The plot train, mother huggers.
Okay, so where are we exactly?
You're just riding up into town, and unless you want, you can explore a bit, or you can head straight to the temple. It's a pretty small town. It's not hard to spot the temple as being a very different structure than the wooden houses, tavern.
Is there a nice little forest outside of town like you were in?
You haven't gotten close enough to really make it out. It's kind of this point in the afternoon, and because of how far it is across the town, you notice that it's different from the farmlands around. It's darker, which would make you assume probably trees, the way it breaks up the horizon and stuff. You don't know whether it's a nice little forest or a creepy cabin in the woods scenario.
Okay.
I say, we go to the temple.
All right, Dragonborn.
Dovin's whole thing is kind of just, since he's a ancient, he's part of the whole protector of nature and all that. Even though he shares, so he's going to pray out in like woods or in a field or something. But he'll still go to a temple if necessary.
Yep. That is definitely a common practice among certain tenets, so not that unusual, and considered perfectly acceptable within the Orthodox. The temple here in this town is Yondala, who anyone proficient in religion, I'm not going to roll for it, but if you have the religion proficiency, you know that one, she's a kind of the patron deity of halfling. And as you're riding into town, given that it's midday, people are pretty active, you can see why she would have the main temple, given that everyone here only comes up to your horse's knee. Or at least the vast majority. You do see a couple of more medium-sized folk here and there, but the vast majority look like children at first glance until you realize, like, that small child has gray hair and granny wrinkles, and oh, that's a woman. That is a full-grown halfling woman.
Oh, it turns
out.
halflings!
Yes. I freaking love halflings.
Who doesn't?
Halflings make every day great. You could have the worst day of your life, and you walk past a halfling, and you're like, "Yeah, I saw a halfling today."
Oh, you've seen that?
They're like freaking midgets.
Ken, you can't say that. We only can call them halflings. But yes, Hobbit got the joke. Yep.
Like, you could be having the worst day ever, but then you come to everyone hates buying groceries. You hate buying groceries. I hate buying groceries, but you know that I'm just going there for my cereal. But you see me waddling down the aisle with a box of Lucky Charms, and your day just got 1,000 times better. Like, I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket.
Oh my god, I can't think of what his name is.
Lucky Charms.
Brad Williams, right?
Yeah,
I think
so.
Yeah, that's his name.
He was on Jackass, right? Pretty sure.
I don't remember. I'm terrible with actors' names.
I don't know. I swear I remember seeing like advertisements.
I think he was. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
I don't know. I've just seen a couple of his stand-up routines.
He's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Brad, you can't say the word midget. Why not? Because there'll be an angry mob of them outside. You promise?
No, I think was that him or was that John Mulaney? I think John Mulaney couldn't.
You know what? That was John Mulaney. That was John Mulaney. You promise? Yeah, Prius drove by. You missed the whole thing.
He's like, you can't say midget because that's as bad as the N word. And I said, no, it's not. Because if you're trying to compare two words and you can't even say one of them, that's the worst word.
No, you can't say that. You know how I know? Because we're saying the word midget, and we're not even saying what the other word means. That's why they call it the N word. It's the only letter they can get out before someone decks them to the ground.
We could get lost on a comedian tangent here, so
we
we'll save
absolutely
that
could. I think it's a little late for that.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
We'll save that for post game because I still haven't gotten to Bo Burnham. And in the meantime, you guys are headed straight to the temple, yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
I need a dexterity check to make sure I don't step on any of them, right?
They know how to avoid a hole.
Are you sure?
However,
Is she cutting out for
you want
everyone
to
else
talk
too?
about my people?
Yep.
No, I paused.
Okay, just checking. That was a really long pause.
Well, I mean, you're talking about my people here, so
Sorry.
yes, I am sure. I'm very sure.
Oh no.
Don't worry, halflings are known to be very kind and forgiving folks.
Until they're holding a knife to your throat.
Oh. And it's shaped like a giant leaf.
Anyways,
One halfling is holding another halfling to your throat.
your lifespan halved.
You take a closer look at Thanos, and he's really just 3 halflings in a trench.
He's just 5 halflings, 2 for his arms.
A DM once did that. It was like 5 kobolds in a in a cloak. It was great.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Figure this out.
All right. I see a big shiny temple. Do I see a big shiny temple?
It's not super big, but it's definitely not nearly as big as the Despoina temple that you folk came from. But this is a much smaller town.
Infinite.
The temple.
This one's smaller.
The temple is built large enough to allow average, medium-sized humanoids in as well. It doesn't look like it was made only for people 4 feet and below. But it is a small, quaint town with a quaint little temple. What sets this one apart is made more of stone than of wood, and has more of a classical, like, columns and arches versus the typical wooden structures around it.
Who was it that we wanted to talk to?
Priestess Lobelia.
Okay. So, would I recognize her, or is that something I'd have to check for?
So I will say that for Myrna and
Mirren?
Dovahkiin, because you guys are well established within, you're pretty good at recognizing priest ranks. And so you feel pretty confident that going inside you'll be able to spot, like, she's in charge.
Okay, I'm just gonna go up and like nudge the shoulder of the person that I think she is.
Wow.
Okay, roll me an insight check
Insight.
because you're praising it. Interesting.
Plus 5. 23.
23. All right, yeah. Not a problem. Pretty easy enough to spot. She's wearing a much more ornate symbol of Yundala and not dressed. Excuse me. Her robes are a little bit finer and a little bit more like ceremonial versus the practical robes of the novices that are around cleaning the temple and replacing candles and that sort of.
Okay.
She's just finished talking to one of the parishioners when you come in and excuse me there. Can I help you?
Hi. We were sent here with a request saying that you needed help.
And who sent you?
What's his name?
Adriel.
Adriel?
Adriel.
Adriel.
Hey, Drill.
Oh. Oh, good. He did get the message. Yes, actually. Did you come alone, or are those big...
These
coming
two
in?
fine gentlemen are with me.
All right, good. Well, you three boys, follow me this way. And she kind of gestures for you to follow her, and then just turns and starts walking, just expecting you to follow right behind her.
No, follow.
And she actually takes you into a side room. And as you're following along, now I'm going to have to ask you be a bit on the gentler side. We've got a young woman here who's been having some strange dreams. She came to us several years ago, and she's had a hard time of it. But now she's had some very disturbing experiences, and it seems a bit unnatural to me. I'm hoping that you gentlemen will be able to solve this little problem for us. She's a good girl. And here we go. Demisra, there are some gentlemen here, friends of mine, that are here to help. Would you come talk to them? And you see kind of this other room looks like it's a small, quiet prayer chapel, versus where the main sermon, other ins and outs are this, which you just came from. In the main sanctuary, this is a small room, like for silent prayer and for those who need a quieter space. And there's a medium-sized figure, so much taller than Lobelia, but still smaller than you three. Cloaked with the hood up and kind of hunched over on one of the pew benches in here, and kind of turns toward you. All right. And a young woman very hesitantly comes and approaches you guys. She's got somewhat fair skin, very, very dark hair, dark eyes. She's actually fairly pretty, but she looks very
You're cutting out a lot.
upset. Goodness gracious! Some of these days, just kill the Wi-Fi.
Don't worry, it's already doing it to itself.
It's trying so hard to die.
Why does that make it worse?
I go down to one knee, take out my knife, and give it to her and say, "Hello, Lid."
Did you just
Not really, but
did you just give a child
Do
a
you
knife?
like how balanced my knife is?
I said I give the knife.
Oh.
I thought you
Okay.
said you give the knife.
Yeah, that's what I said. I
To
was
who?
joking, but yeah.
As long as you're joking.
Are you legitimately doing this, or were you...
I was joking.
Okay.
We're all very concerned. Here's a knife. Take care of the problem yourself, sweetie. I don't think he's a religious man at all.
I don't think that man's ever been to seminary.
I don't think he's ever been to. Yes.
I'm pretty sure
I've never
he's
been to seminary,
not
but I've been
convinced.
to spaghetti.
What?
Ignore
I've
him.
never been to seminary, but I've been to spaghetti.
Spaghetti-nary.
I'm more sad that he didn't think of that first. Honestly, I'm totally fine with the pun. I'm just sad that Ken came up with it before him.
I know. I feel really sad myself for doing that. Ugh.
I feel sad too.
Because I thought of it, and then I was like, no, I'm not going to say that. That's stupid. And Ken said it, like, shit, that was good.
It was so good.
Delivery is all part of the deal.
Um, but so she's just not feeling well, or what's going on with her? Just something unnatural, you say?
Prophetic
Oh.
dreams. Or, sorry, dreams.
I suppose I should tell you. Tunisia came to us several years ago with no memory of her past.
So she has amnesia.
As far as we can tell, yes. Been with us for several years, but can't remember anything before she wandered into town. Not even a day before. And, well, Tunisia, will you tell them what's been happening lately? I've been having dreams, and it's dark, and I'm walking in the wood, and something's coming for me, and it just sort of appears in front of me, and it's a dragon.
So you're seeing a dragon in your dreams.
Every night. At first, I thought maybe I just heard too many stories, you know, like they tell the children to behave. But then I started.
Ken, you need to kill the music, man.
Music dies or you. Those are your up.
I think he died. I think he chose to die.
Skyrim at 100%.
Like Loki letting go off of the rainbow. Nah, I choose death.
Oh.
Anyway.
The past several nights, I've been waking up in the forest. I've never slept walked before, and these dreams seem far too real.
What is happening in your dreams?
I'm walking, and I feel like I'm looking for someone, but I don't know who. And then a voice says my name, and it sounds familiar, but I've never heard this voice before, except in these dreams. But I could swear I know it. And I follow the sound of the voice, and I'm looking into the eye of a dragon.
You know, some people think when you dream of dragons, it's good luck.
I don't think it's good luck to wake up in the middle of a forest every night.
Especially not one that's cursed.
Understandable.
At this point, Lobelia steps in. The Blightwood is, well, local superstition says it's cursed. It used to be the of a dragon, but it was cleared out years ago.
You're sure of that?
A group of heroes saved our town from a large black dragon, sacrificing most of their lives to do so. There was a mage among them who made it back alive to tell us that the dragon had been defeated, and it hasn't attacked us since. There's been no sign of it, but it having made its lair out in the woods has all landscapes. Farmers are sometimes superstitious folk, and so, of course, legends have arisen here and there about the woods cursed, or that maybe the spirit of the dragon still haunts the woods. I haven't given any of the rumors and old wives' tales much thought, so Tunisia started having these.
Is this dragon still, or is this mage still around anywhere?
After the loss of their party, they didn't stay.
I see.
A name written down here.
Well,
I say we go look for this cave.
Well, if the did anyone else hear that echo?
Me?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I thought she was
no.
in character for a second when she said that.
Nope, not quite. I was confused by hearing my own voice talking back to me.
Voices.
Agony!
Well,
We haven't seen the mage Renesmee in many years. I couldn't tell you if they're even still alive.
did he stay about the town? Oh, that echo is terrible. Ken, is that you? It was you earlier.
I have push to talk on now. It might be me.
Okay. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
exactly.
Yep.
That's
Alright.
what was happening to me yesterday as well. So.
Well, yours was background noise. Yours was like vehicle and gravel audio.
Okay, well, it was that at first, and then I went to push to talk, and then all of a sudden it kept echoing after.
So what it is that when you're if you don't have earbuds in, it's going through your speakers, which it instantly then picks up since your speaker is typically right next to your mic.
Yeah, especially on this phone. So yeah, alrighty.
Yeah.
Moving on with the story.
So, do you know if he stayed about the town, or did he just up and leave one day?
He wasn't from here. They were just through. They
He
heard
was
about our
simply traveling
driving
through.
problem. Yes. Not really sure where he came from. Certainly glad he came.
I see.
Wish it was lady's blessing on him where.
Could you tell us what he looked like, at least?
Oh.
I don't know if this is necessary. We haven't seen him in forever.
You never know. We might come across him.
Sort of elvish looking man, I think. Tall, thin, pale skin, golden hair, green eyes.
I see.
Had a scar on his cheek. Looked like maybe from a spell or something. Wasn't a wet slice, but maybe
Some form of magic, mayhaps?
from what I've seen, like some sort of arcane bolt or something may have glanced in.
All right. Well, I believe we will be off. Thank you for your time.
Yes, very much.
Thank you. And please, whatever you find, tell me.
Say that again?
Whatever you find, please let me know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Report back.
Keep me posted. All right, thanks.
Call me when you get back, darling. Enjoy our visit.
Heckin'
Thank
children.
you. Come again. So we just kind of turned to leave.
Okay.
All right.
Are you guys headed to investigate anything more in town, or are you just headed straight to the fort?
I would like to look about town.
Alrighty.
I would like to go into the woods because I don't need anything from a shop.
Oh, 2-1, let's go.
Who said we were shopping? Do we look like we have 3 hours to spend?
No, to the woods!
Very well.
Let's go!
That feedback is so terrible.
Is...
Is that
Are
better?
you guys planning
Yes.
on taking your horses into the woods, or
Yeah. Let's take him to the woods.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Seeing him bolt off yet again, we decided, well, we're not going to keep up with him on foot.
No. Bring. And Dovin just spins around. He's like, "Bring your horses. I can send them back."
He can send them back. I don't follow, but all right.
I have no idea what that means.
Magics.
Magic.
He's a paladin.
Yeah, I have speak with animals.
Yeah. No, if you want to use one of your spell slots for that, I mean, that's what you do.
I mean, to save some horses' lives.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm
That's
pretty
fine.
sure they'll take off without us if it's an issue.
Yeah.
It's called spooking them.
As you guys are getting out of town and start woods more clearly, I'll say, let's see here. Are any of you proficient in nature?
In what?
I can't hear you over the
Nature.
scraping blades.
Nature?
I am not.
Nature.
Let me double
I
check.
have a +3, but I'm not proficient.
No.
Nope.
Not even Mr. Oath of the Ancients there?
Nope.
Oh, that's just okay.
That is-
The woods do look pretty ominous. And the ground is starting to look a little bit more. It's not like a classic cozy walk through the wood. Dark, and the ground is moist as you get close. Not a
Oh,
lot of
Whoa.
grass.
so
Yeah.
marshland then.
It does. It's starting to look a little bit more marshy, swampy.
Hope you tied up your bootstraps.
As you guys are getting out of town, anyone who wants to can make a perception check.
On it.
I want to.
20 total.
23.
Oh, look at me. I got a 23. Sorry, what?
Afterwards,
Nine.
9? Okay, so Thanos does not notice, as he's very focused on guiding his horse here. You other two notice a familiar cloaked figure trailing behind your horses away.
Is it Lucifer?
Yes.
Aww.
The Dark
I'm
Lord
gonna, like,
himself is following you from the halfling.
what race is he again?
Are you referring to Hadriel from the first?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was being sarcastic. It's not him.
When he's referring to him as Lucifer, that was like the first thing he said.
Yes, I was being sarcastic. It's not him.
Oh, you jerk. Okay.
The
Dovin.
figure's much smaller.
You see him too, right?
Yeah. I see him. And I'm just going to hop off my horse and kind of start walking towards him.
Her.
Her?
It's the girl you met back at the. She's following you.
The younger
Huh.
girl. Got it.
The amnesia girl.
Yes.
The Draken.
Girl, what are you doing out here?
You're gonna find out what's causing these dreams, right?
We're going to try.
I need answers. So if you're going where the answers are,
It wouldn't really be safe for you to follow us. We don't know what we're finding. What's her name? Girl. Thank you, Ken. Thank you. Temizra. Temizra?
Demisra.
Temizra, dang it.
Temizra, this isn't a game.
Temregia.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who you are?
No,
It's a loaded
that's my
question.
point.
I was
I
using a
have
play on
no
words. I said
idea who I
Temnesia.
am or where I came from. These dreams are the first dreams I've had since I've come here. They have to
Okay.
mean something, and I'm going to find out what they mean.
I understand your wanting to do so. However, considering that we don't know what we're going to find, you may not like it. It would be considerably safer for us to go ahead and come back for you.
The last group of your...
Can I make like a persuasion to try to convince her to turn back?
Based on what you previously said, or are you saying something?
I mean, I can say something new.
I think mine would probably be a better argument.
So you could aid him in making a persuasion, so he could have advantage on his persuasion. If you want to do it that way.
Sure.
Yeah, based on what I previously said.
Yeah. And the fact that two very heavily armored men are both like looking very seriously at her as they're doing it. So with advantage, what'd you get?
26.
All right. Let's see here.
DC 30.
Oh gosh.
Your determination fills her with determination. Oh no. That's not how this works.
Yeah. She looks, her confidence looks really shaky, and she kind of looks down. Please, I need to know. The last heroes who went into these woods didn't come back. What if you don't come back?
What if you don't come back either?
I can help. I have these abilities that I haven't told anyone in town about because I don't know what they mean, but I can help. And she pauses for a minute and then out a chunk of crystal that it looks like she may have found herself. It's not polished and pretty, but it's a decent chalk of some sort of like natural crystal. And she focuses on it for a moment, and it starts glowing with a pretty good light, like the kind you've seen other priests and even wizards use for arcane light sources at times.
Can I Arcana check to see if I recognize it at all? Or history?
Arcana check basically says, yes, that's magic, or no.
Are you proficient in Arcana?
I am not, but if
okay, then
what
you can
Ken
make an
says is
Arcana
true,
check.
maybe I should roll something else.
No, you can roll Arcana for this.
Okay.
I was going to say, if you were proficient in Arcana, you'd probably just know automatically.
19.
It's the light cantrip.
Okay.
It's a pretty standard cantrip. Both.
Oh, hey, I know that.
Huh. Yes, so you probably recognize like, oh, I do that. I can do that one.
Sweetie, that's nice and all.
It's not all I can do, but I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to hurt you guys, but and she kind of steps back and looks around and goes, okay, watch that stump over there. And she starts muttering something under her breath, and kind of twisting and waving her hands, these weird gestures, and then does a hand toward the stump, and you see this sickly yellowish green bubble appear and get hurled to the stump. And let's see.
Was that a poison or acid attack?
As it lands, you see the outside of the stump start to dissolve in a puddle of acid that she's just flung. Curiosity.
Let the halfling come.
She's not a halfling. She's actually like human size.
Oh,
Yeah, I figured she wasn't halfling either.
She looks younger than the priestess, but she's more like 5.5 feet tall versus like 3.5 feet tall.
Okay, she's probably like 18 or so.
You could roll an check to try to guess her age.
Insight?
Yeah.
She's humanoid, so I would have guessed younger. She sounds really young.
That's a 19.
19. You'd guess maybe in her 20s. It's hard to tell because of the way she carries herself. And like even when she's being very insistent, she still tends to not look anyone in the eye. And because of how hesitant she is to speak, she does seem to be a pretty nervous individual in general. But you'd say, based on like height and some of the other features, that she's probably in her 20s.
Okay.
You might guess that the amnesia has something to do with her not coming off as, or with her coming off more childish.
Okay. Well, girl, if there's any trouble, you either help or you hide. Got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. You can come.
Very well.
I wouldn't bring the horses.
I'm going to use a spell slot and say speak with animals.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell them to head on home and get something to eat and drink. We're going to be a while.
yo, where is home for them?
Probably where we came from.
Send them back to that last village.
Just tell them to go back to the temple. That's probably much better.
Yeah, go back to the temple. Just don't be here.
Yeah, because if you tell them to go home, then they're going to go back to the original place.
Yeah.
And people are going to be concerned that your horses just came back the same day without you.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess we'll never know.
You'll never know. Yeah, the horses agree to your terms and head back toward the town.
Super hesitantly, I'm sure.
Nope.
I mean...
Nope, they're out of there.
They told us to go home. We're going home, whatever.
You know, like, the horses, I mean, we can RP out your conversation with the horses if you want, or I can give you the general...
I mean, speaking with
Yeah,
animals
let's do
is
this.
like super quick text, almost. So it's kind of like just sending them emojis, basically.
Just sends them a picture of a giant cross at a house. Okay.
Send them a cross in a house and a praying hands.
Yeah, something like that.
Bloop.
Yeah, no, it's one of those things where like the horses loyal, being raised for and around paladins and clerics and alike, but they're also very duty bound to follow orders, and they also really don't like the creepy forest, so they are going to follow orders and head back to that church. Plus, the halflings are nice people. One of them gave them sugar cubes while you guys were inside.
Those scum?
They're gonna fatten up the horse.
I like to imagine that like one of the horses just kind of dropped the little note as they're walking, so that last line is actually out loud in common.
He just straight up does that. Like, what are you thinking?
Is there something
Anyway.
wrong with the horse?
No, nothing. He's just getting really good treatment.
Okay.
I'm not going to ask what that means.
No,
And I like give him a big old smack on the haunches and send him home.
And they trot off. And you are left to the... it's about mid-afternoon at this point. And who's going to be leading the way through the forest?
I'll go ahead and take head because I have some skills.
All right. Would you roll a...
Survival?
Yes.
15.
15. All right. So you managed to lead your party pretty well through it, avoiding some of the more hazardous marshy areas, sticking to areas where you can see like clumps of grass and roots that are going to make for more stable ground to walk on and that sort of thing. Are you guys trying to make your way through quickly or silently, or just kind of watching as you go to see if you find anything interesting?
I'm gonna
What are
say
you doing?
cautiously.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Natural 20.
Shit. That's critical 1.
Ken rolled a 12. Perfect balance.
Natty 20, actually.
You
Wait,
scum!
what?
You've ruined us all.
I rolled a natty 20 as well.
That's disgusting. Okay.
I rolled a natural 24.
All right. So Thanos actually got distracted by a bird flying by and just about stepped into a like pond practically. Dovakin, you're able to you see his head going the wrong direction, his foot's about to step, and you're able to just like grab him and pull him back right at the last second. And you also notice some strange movement in the water that gives you a bad vibe. Meanwhile, Myrna, excuse me. Myrna?
Me?
Yes. What? How do you say your name again?
Mirren?
Not staring at.
Mirren.
There it is.
With Merlin.
Mirren.
Mirren.
Mirren on the wall.
There we go. That'll work.
Not Miralo. Whatever you said before.
Anyway. Yeah, no.
There's a couple extra syllables in there.
All right. So, Mirren, you
Name's Mirren.
noticed that his other foot was just about to step into a hunting trap.
Oh, gosh.
Oh my gosh!
That was close.
Which also strikes you as really odd because you were under the impression that people don't go into the woods out here. And this hunting trap looks fairly recent. It doesn't look like it's been out here for weeks or months or years. You wouldn't be able to say necessarily whether it was put up today or a couple of days ago.
It's not extremely rusty.
Yeah.
I sidestep the trap, pointing at it for what's his face to notice.
Yeah.
Dovkin. significant. And
Living
I start to pull Thanos out of the water, saying, I thought you were recommended for this mission for your ability to not screw up.
Ooh.
I was recommended because I'm good at killing things.
Is yourself part of that list? And I point to
may.
I point to the
maintains
trap,
the
saying,
balance of the world.
were you also on that list? As I point to the trap. You might have lost a limb there.
We shall see.
What do you say?
We shall see when the time comes.
All right.
You cut out, and I thought you said we'll see who's going to lose some limbs.
Roll to team kill. Oh no.
We did not discuss PvP at the beginning. We have to discuss PvP for the encounter.
I'm saying that he rolled to team kill.
With what. You do not get to team kill unless you have discussed it with me beforehand.
Bad touch. Bad touch.
Okay, yeah.
No, so as you're
threatening.
when you point that out, oh, go ahead.
I was not threatening, so.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tamizra comes up and looks at it as well. What is this? I mean, obviously it looks dangerous.
It's a hunting trap. Typically, a creature or beast of the sort steps on that pressure plate right there in the center, and it closes on whatever is setting it off. It's very painful to be stuck in that as I gesture to all the spikes around the edge. And then normally the other end is driven into the ground with a stake. And then I try and look around for the chain.
Yeah, it looks like it's attached to a very sturdy root in a nearby tree. And Tamizra looks around and finds like a small stick and pokes the center of the trap until it springs, snaps the twig in half.
Okay, I just want to clarify, it was a stick.
Yes.
Okay, good. You
can
cut out part way with that.
I just heard ick.
Yeah, I mean,
it sounded like she said she stuck her dick in it. I'm not gonna lie.
It did.
I heard almost all of it, but I figured that they probably didn't, and I figured one of them's gonna say something. I hope they don't say something, because that is kind of what it sounded like.
Anyways,
she took a piece of a tree, stuck it in there, and after it's done. But no one hunts in the forest. It's too dangerous.
It's clearly recent, so someone must be.
Let's be careful and move on and find out who this someone be.
Thanos, your voice. What happened? Just kidding. Anyways,
I've had to endure far worse. You're doing great, Colton. At least your accent doesn't change every other line. Tries to do a British accent. We're like, Cockney or posh or Australian or German? What are you doing?
Who?
Honestly, Torin he's just whatever comes out of his mouth is his accent.
Yeah, but
I just assume he's constantly drunk.
It's been fairly consistent, and enough of it's like personality driven and been consistent. The accent stayed fairly consistent versus someone who's overly trying and the accent just changes all the time.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
It's none of you guys. It's someone from a different game. Anyway, so you're walking in the. There's no one around. And let's see. Marin, Mirren, what was your passive perception again?
My passive perception is 17.
Okay. Yeah. So far, nothing, but the hairs on the back of your neck stand up a little bit.
I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I gesture for them to look around and hold cautiously.
All right, you can all, anyone who's following those directions can make a perception.
Sweet.
Should I make an active perception roll? Or
now that you're stopping to look around.
okay.
Modded 20.
15.
20. Or modded 20 as well.
Okay.
My passive was better than my active.
None of you anything out of, or you don't see anything, but you notice that the wildlife around you have gotten a lot quieter. Like there's definitely something wrong, but you can't see what.
Can I make like a nature check?
Sure.
Just to like kind of see what's going on a little better or get an idea?
So you're focusing in on the silence of the creatures around you might signify, so I will allow a nature check for that.
Sweet. That is another modded 20.
The lack of the presence of birds and other small creatures would cue you in that there is some sort of bigger or more dangerous predator in the area. One that apparently the other animals would perceive as a much greater threat than your group.
Okay.
I equip my great axe.
So you take your great axe out of its spot on your belt, and now you're holding it in your hand.
Prepared
And you
for
guys,
whatever may attack.
so you're holding there, watching.
Yeah.
The forest, deathly quiet. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. A whole minute goes by, nothing happens. Another minute. Still nothing.
Well,
I say we.
I guess it passed.
How long did we stand there for? 2 minutes?
I'm just counting up by time until you guys decide to do something else or until something else.
Yeah. We'll move forward.
I'll be right back.
Okay. What?
Let's do something else. We didn't mean it that literally. Okay, bye.
No. Ken, why you do this to me right now?
Oh, that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. Colton!
Yo, what up?
I don't like that. She's saying ominous things. Ominous.
It's really great. What's really, really great is just having people make checks for no reason.
Oh, that's mean. I don't think that's what's happening, per se, but that is kind of mean.
Mm-hmm. What's also really great, it's more fun during input. You got your DM screen up in front of you and the players are talking about what they're doing or whatever. You just take a couple of dice and you just roll them and you look at it and then you write something on a piece of paper.
What are you doing? What are you doing over there? Nothing. Nothing.
Nothing. It's just making a note for myself. Don't worry about it.
Notes.
He's back. Good. 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 I do need to know which marching order is as you're going through the forest. And I wanted you to be here to be able to say where you wanted it to be.
Dovin is leading.
Okay.
Thanos will follow right behind.
And I guess me and the girl are in the back.
Okay. Here, this and this. Ken, higher.
Low.
Higher. Oh no.
Okay. Oh no, I rolled this. Okay. I do this thing where each set of dice represents a different thing, a different stat or a different character, so I have to make sure I'm rolling the correct thing here. Oof. Okay.
Also a good sign.
Yeah. That's gonna hurt. How much is that? That's plus. Okay, so probably that, which that. Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. So let's see how much that is for. Okay. Ow. So as you guys are moving on, you start walking, and no more than 10 or 15 seconds after you've started walking again, a blur comes up behind you, and
Not an Albert. Not an Albert.
out of the corner of your eye, Vernon, you see him, Shia LaBeouf.
What?
Cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
What?
Are you kidding?
I have full stats for him, and he just came running on all fours, racing up behind you guys.
All fours?
And yes, he runs on all fours
Okay.
when he needs to sprint.
Okay.
Yeah,
Holy
no,
crap.
he gets down on all fours, starts to sprint. He just leapt at Temizra, since she was at the back of your, and just took a bite out of her arm.
No.
Yeah, that fast. So,
All right.
Roll to make an attack.
I
So,
don't
let's
really understand
roll
what's happening right now.
initiative. That was the surprise round. Now we're rolling initiative.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
You're now fighting for your life against Shia LaBeouf.
Why
It's
though?
like actually Shia LaBeouf.
But why? Why is this happening?
That
How is this happening? Why did I roll a 2?
because actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, no, it was great. The last time I pulled him in an encounter,
But why him?
you're alone in the
What is
and
this?
there's no one around. Have you not seen?
I don't understand.
I'll pull it up. And I'll send him the video.
Send him the video.
Make Dino play it.
That's not how that works.
No.
Okay, and then
This isn't what I'm
No,
looking
wait.
for.
I gotta save that.
He was in Transformers. He was on SNL.
did you not hear about the time when he got way too into character during a shoot or something and attacked a homeless guy around McDonald's?
No, I definitely didn't. And all I was sent was Ken, it's not a freaking song.
It is.
It is a song.
It is a song.
It is a song.
But it's also a full-on performance. That man spent way too much time and energy into this
Is this
thing.
the one I want to click? Or is this Ken being Ken?
That's the thing. No, that's the thing.
Okay,
That's
we're
the thing.
gonna pause the recording really quick.
Yep. Let's do